Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Tyler Blaschko. I'm the MLA here for Lajmodière. Before we begin, I'd like to honor the sacredness and importance of this land and the ancestors that once walked where we are standing today. The Anishinaabe, the Innuak, the Dene, the Dakota, the Inuit, the Anishinaabe, and Neothok nations, as well as the Red River Métis, who paved the way to what is now known as Manitoba, where we are all treaty people. The reason we share this information with you is that it's a reminder of our treaty histories and obligations and the original homelands of all those nations which have become home to all of us here today. Today marks an important announcement that will be felt by many Manitobans. Today you'll hear from Premier Wab Kinew, Minister of Housing, Addictions and Homelessness, Bernadette Smith, and Nathan Jansen. Alongside our speakers today, we're pleased to have Jillian De La Cruz, MLA for Radisson, and Billy Cross, MLA for St. River, as we mark this important announcement. To start us off, please join me in welcoming the Premier of Manitoba, the Honourable Wab Kinew.
Well, thank you so much for welcoming us here today. I have to say, this is a beautiful place. Like, holy cow, this is a nice building that we're in right now. And to have a coffee right there, that's amazing. It smells so good. So this is the good life from what it looks like anyways. So thanks so much for allowing us here today. You know, when I was a kid, we used to live in an apartment not too far from here. And you know, at the time, my parents, they weren't rich, they weren't poor, but they probably could have used a little help each month when it came to the rent and it came to the cost of living. And there's a lot of families out there like that today. And that's what our announcement is all about. It's about helping you, it's about helping your families, it's about helping our province get by with the way the economy is today. In the recent election campaign, we promised that we'd take the sales tax off of new rental construction so that we could get new housing units built and that we could help the renters by seeing more competition in the market. And so today we're really happy to be sharing that we are following through on that election commitment. Today we're announcing a tax incentive to get more rental units built that's $8,500 per unit on market rates, and it's up to $13,500 off for affordable housing units. This is how we're going to make Manitoba more affordable for you, more affordable for your kids and grandkids, more affordable for people in all walks of life. When we look at what's going on in other parts of the country, we can't let what happened in Vancouver to housing prices and to rents happen here in Manitoba. And so in order for us to stay ahead, we have to keep building more rental units. Beautiful places like this one. I don't think they're all going to be as nice as this one, but pretty nice units all around. And so government can't do everything, but there are some things that we can do. And working with the developers in the real estate sector to bring more units online and to bring better rents to you, that is something that we can do to help. And part of why we want to focus on more units and making life more affordable in Manitoba is for sure the dollars and cents, but it's also about the quality of life. There's a great politician just elected in New York City recently, and I love what he says. He says, when you can afford to live, you can afford to dream. And that's what it's all about here in Manitoba for us. So hopefully, with more affordable rents, more affordable lifestyles, we'll have more Manitobans coming home, building careers, building the economy for the future, and we'll build up Manitoba, no matter what Donald Trump has to say about it. Thank you so much. Miigwech, merci.
Thank you so much, Premier. We always appreciate everything you're doing for all of Manitobans. Next up, we'll have the Minister of Housing, Addictions and Homelessness, Bernadette Smith.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Premier. And good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with all of you today, and I just want to thank the residents here for hosting us. Such a beautiful home you have. This is a big step forward for Manitoba families. Our new rental home housing construction incentive, supported by $176.5 million in government investments. This will help create the homes Manitobans need and deserve. I want to thank our hosts, Burnett Management, for welcoming us here today to this beautiful site, this new housing complex, which I believe is over 70% tenanted. It's great to see this kind of development taking shape right here in Sage Creek, a growing community where new housing will make a real difference for families. We all know the reality. People are struggling to find housing they can afford. Young people, seniors, and families are being priced out of their communities. That's why our government is stepping up. We're stepping up to jumpstart rental housing construction by giving builders a direct incentive to build more homes that people can actually afford. We also know that housing works best when everyone is part of the solution. That means nonprofits, private developers, municipalities, and First Nations. Each brings their strength and expertise to the table. This program is designed so that all these partners can take part and help meet the diverse housing needs right here across our province. So to truly make progress, we need major investments from every level, public, private, and community. Our government investment we are committing up to $176.5 million over the life of this program. This is a strong start, $176.5 million. Let that sit with you for a minute. But we know it's going to take all of us working together. We have to grow Manitoba's housing supply. And more importantly, this program is about real affordability. Developers can only claim the affordable credit if those units are rented to households within the income and rental limits that we set each year. So as Premier alluded to, $8,500 for market rent and a further $5,000 if they're affordable. That ensures that housing built through this program stays within the reach for the people who need it the most. By supporting both affordable and market rental units, we're helping to build diverse, mixed-income communities, places where people of all income levels can live side by side. That diversity builds connection, reduces isolation, creates opportunities for mentorships, and reduces isolation and really makes neighborhoods stronger. The rental housing and construction incentive is a key part of our Your Way Home strategy, Manitoba's plan to end chronic homelessness here in our province. By expanding affordable and market rental housing, we're helping to stabilize rental rates, create more housing opportunities, and open doors for people moving along the housing continuum, from shelters to transitional housing to a home of their very own. It also creates a core part of Housing Starts Here, our government's approach to building more housing at every stage, pre-development, construction, and operation. Through this plan, we're working with many funders and partners to help projects layer funding and get shovels in the ground faster. We know that in recent years, construction costs have skyrocketed, from inflation to tariffs to supply challenges. This incentive will help offset some of those costs to keep projects viable. So, for example, right here at Sage Creek Commons, that means 98 more new rental units ready for families by 2027. So today's announcement is another important step in our government's commitment to grow the economy, expand housing supply, and make life more affordable for Manitobans. So together we're building not just housing, but hope, opportunity, and community. Miigwech.
Thank you so much for those remarks, Minister. We know how much you're doing to make housing more accessible for everyone, and we really appreciate it. Next up, we'll have Nathan Jansen.
Good morning. It's an honor to stand before you today at this important announcement for the new rental housing construction incentive. On behalf of all those committed to creating safe, comfortable, and high-quality homes for Manitobans, I want to extend my sincere thanks to Premier Wab Kinew and Minister Bernadette Smith for joining us. Your leadership and ongoing support are instrumental in making initiatives like this a reality. We deeply appreciate the time you've taken to be here with us today. The rental housing construction incentive marks a significant step forward for our province. This program enables us to continue looking after Manitoba's seniors by providing them with access to top-tier multifamily housing, spaces designed with their dignity, comfort, and well-being in mind while keeping rents low. It's about more than just buildings. It's about fostering communities where seniors can thrive and feel at home. None of this would be possible without the strength of collaboration. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our local partners, Steinbach Credit Union and Qualico. Your steadfast commitment to delivering quality housing is evident in every project you undertake. Together, we are making a tangible difference for Manitobans, and your dedication sets a standard for partnership and excellence. Thank you again, Premier Kinew and Minister Smith, for your vision and presence, and thank you to all our partners and community members for your ongoing support as we work together to build a brighter future for Manitoba's seniors. Thank you. Oh, happy birthday, Lloyd.
Hey, happy birthday!
Thank you so much for that, Nathan. So that concludes the formal portion of our event. Merci, and thank you to all of our speakers and guests who've joined us here today. We'll now open the floor to media questions.
Minister, can you say how many affordable units you're expecting or hoping that this incentive will create?
Well, there's already shovels in the ground. As you can see behind us, there's 98 units that are being constructed. This started in January 2024, so we've had a lot of already applications come through the door, so we're hoping thousands of units. And again, you know, housing is a great barrier to people getting housed in this province, so this is another tool and another incentive. $176.5 million our government is investing.
One more question for you, Minister, on this announcement. Could you share with us maybe some of the next areas that you're eyeing in the city or elsewhere for developments similar to this? Maybe for seniors complexes, but maybe just affordable housing.
Well, I think right across the province we want to see housing built. There's a need right across our province. So we've had several applications, actually in fact hundreds come into our department, and we're going to continue to work with developers, nonprofits, First Nations, and get as much housing built in our province as possible. As we know, under the former government was selling off housing. Our approach is very different. We want to make sure that we're getting as much housing into the province built as possible, whether that's market rent, because we know that there's a great demand there as well. And as Mr. Jansen said, you know, our seniors want to age in place. Right across the way here, they're aging in place, then they can come and get some, supportive housing here as well.
Just adding to Bryce's question about criteria. You said you've had hundreds of applications. What are the criteria? What projects would be more likely or first in line to
Yeah, we can get you that offline. There's a number of criteria that folks have to meet.
maybe one more question, slightly off topic. The passing of Bill 48 yesterday. I know that November 1st was the date that you had kind of in your heart that you wanted, but when is that protective care facility going to open now?
So we are working with, the experts right now. We are going to get it as open as quick as possible. We know safety and security is a main concern, but more importantly, getting those folks the supports that they need. Manitobans have spoken. They've spoken since 2019. Former government didn't, do anything about that. Our government is taking action to ensure that our communities are safer and people get the supports that they need.
How long do you expect the regulations to take to be formalized and put into effect? Just because we know that the Name Change Act took more than a year for those regulations or for that law to actually come into force. How long?
Again, this is a top priority for us. Safety and security is,
Great job, Bernadette. The regulations are ready to go. So we're ready to move forward. People want our communities to be safe. We know drugs are causing a big impact everywhere. It's not just in downtown, it's even in, parts of the city like this. People deserve to feel safe. So we got that bill through the legislature. The regulations are ready to go. The facility is pretty much ready. We'd be happy to show you folks in the media around. I think you're really going to be impressed when you see the facility. What we're talking about here, again, this is not a politically correct term, but people may have referred to it in the past as the drunk tank. We're talking about a drunk tank for people who are high on drugs so that they're not causing damage in the community. And the conditions of the existing facility where the police take somebody when they're acting up like this, it's pretty rough. The new facility is going to be more humane, more dignified, but most importantly, it's going to be somewhere where somebody who's causing problems on drugs can be taken so that they're not in the emergency room waiting room. They're not at the bus stop. They're not bugging you while you're trying to go to the grocery store. And this is a long overdue step. So we're taking it really seriously because safety is one of the most important responsibilities that we have. And we're just really grateful to have a great minister working with people like the mayor, mayors of other cities like Brandon, the law enforcement community, the first responders, the nurses, the healthcare folks as well too. So we're working hard, and it's time for us to turn the corner when it comes to the addictions problems in Manitoba.
A question for the Premier or Minister Smith. Do you believe people will be receptive for being detained for 72 hours?
When someone is going to be detained under this new law, it's because they are causing a problem in the community. We all know drugs have been having an impact in Manitoba, and what this Bill 48 represents is us saying the person who is too caught up in their addiction to be able to take care of themselves is no longer going to decide how safe the rest of the community is. Instead, the rest of the community is going to step up, get them the treatment that they need, but most importantly say, we're taking back our streets, we're taking back our communities, we're taking back our bus stops, and we're going to make Manitoba safe again.
And as a quick follow-up, do you believe there is enough space to hold the number of people who may be impacted or under the influence?
So you're going to see this facility open in the next 2 weeks in terms of accepting people. We still have the existing facility at Martha Street, which is a block away, until December, I believe, when that site is going to go under some renovations. You're going to see in the initial stages, law enforcement working with folks at the Health Sciences Center and this new facility to sort of straighten out what the protocol is. By December, I would expect this facility to be fully up and running, diverting people away from the ER, diverting people away from causing problems on the street. This is a really important public safety step. There was recommendations for this going back 6 years. So for whatever reason, it didn't happen. The point is it's happening now, and we should start to see a difference. Your specific question was about spaces. The first phase of this thing is going to have 20 units for people to be held in so that they can sober up, calm down, and then we can talk to them about treatment, get them the health care that they need. And the next phase will have another 20 spaces, which we're hoping those will come online in early 2026. And by the way, shout out to the construction workers, the tradespeople in the hard hats and the steel toes at this 190 site. They've been working 24/7 to get this facility ready, and they've done a remarkable job. Again, I really hope we can take you on a tour sometime soon. Once we got the permitting, the permits are ready, but whether we're ready to have guests, some logistical work we got to do there. But anyways, these folks have done a remarkable job. You may have been inside 190 when it was being used as a warming shelter. You will not recognize the place when you go in now. And I think a lot of the concerns that have come from the community, you're going to see we're treating people with respect, but most importantly, we're treating you with respect. We're not going to tolerate people who are high on drugs causing chaos in the community. Yes, we're going to get them treatment and health care, but most importantly, we're going to get that situation addressed so that people can feel comfortable walking in our streets again, so we can feel pride when we go downtown again. Yeah, well, as you know, the experts in addictions medicine in our province have supported this model. We had the top 4 doctors when it comes to caring for people living with drug addiction right in favor of this approach, and they were very clear. This works if you have the health care there. So part of what we've been doing is taking their expertise, putting it into the design of the services here, and then also working with the paramedics, the other staff who are going to be in this facility, so they know how to handle somebody. Again, the stories you hear from our first responders about people who are high on meth, the stories that the average Manitoban has about what they see when they go downtown or drive past Higgins in Maine, you're talking about people who are not of sound mind and sound body, and they need help, and our streets need help. So this is kind of a way to do both at the same time. We're getting the person in need medical attention designed by experts, delivered by paramedics and other staff with a lot of training, and we're giving our communities the security and reassurance that we need that a police officer, when they confront somebody who's acting up but maybe not breaking a law, they can remove them to a facility where they'll be treated with respect, and then the police officer can get back out onto the streets to keep us safe. The police officer won't be pinned down, babysitting somebody in the emergency room or doing paperwork for the rest of the day.
Question for Minister Smith. I'm just wondering, the Point Douglas Residents Committee came out with a release this morning saying they're trying to reach their office. They did some tests. They allege and believe that their emails are being blocked from making it to their office. They now said they're opening a file with the Manitoba Ombudsman. I'm just wondering if you've heard anything about these emails being blocked or any clue why this could be happening.
Our office has not been blocking anybody's emails.
Yeah. What? Le projet de loi 48, qui est maintenant une loi dans le Manitoba, va nous donner des outils pour lutter contre les addictions des drogues. Ça fait bien longtemps qu'on a vu les effets du meth et puis les autres drogues. Maintenant, nous prenons de l'action avec les polices, avec les autres niveaux de gouvernement pour vous aider. Puis aujourd'hui, nous sommes très, très contents d'annoncer des investissements pour bâtir plus d'édifices, plus de logements dans notre province, pour qu'on pourrait réussir à créer une vie mieux abordable et puis des logements plus abordables.
Yesterday, in question period, there were 10 references to the federal budget about Churchill. When can we expect some specific dollar figures or a range associated with the Port of Churchill expansion and the associated projects?
Well, we're working very closely with the federal government and their major projects office, this new office in Calgary that they've launched. And our team at the provincial level is taking the leadership role. Obviously, they're representing the Canadian interest, and it really is a Canadian interest here. We're talking about Donald Trump threatening our economy. How are we going to respond? Manitoba is a maritime province. We have tidewater in northern Manitoba. We can get all the Western Canadian resources to the European Union more quickly from our province than you can from Ontario or points east. So we got a great opportunity here to respond to the threat of the U.S. and make some great investments to build up Canada, to build up this economy that we love so much. So when it comes to the details that you're looking for about partnering with the federal government, that is going to take time because we're working through this major projects office process. We'll give you the update as soon as we can. This is a good news story for Manitoba, and we'll be very happy to talk about those investments to maybe feed the beast, as they used to say when I was in the newsroom back in the day. I think we can share that at the provincial level, we are moving forward with the feasibility study this winter about ice-breaking capacity at the Port of Churchill. You've heard it yourselves when you're reporting on these stories. Everyone says, Churchill sounds like a great idea, but are we really going to be able to make it work with that shipping season? Well, we're investing here in Manitoba to get this feasibility study done. I believe it's about $750,000 to get this done over the course of this winter, and it'll tell us exactly with specifics how much ice-breaking capacity that we need at Churchill so we can build up the rest of the Canadian economy and build up Manitoba's too.
Premier, you were able to get the 72-hour detention centers up and they're going to be running in the next couple of weeks, in a couple of months. What's happening with
Yes, it is definitely on our radar, and we have been working on a site, and I think we'll be sharing some more details publicly in the next couple weeks. Well, I think it's in line with what we've been saying previously. It needs to be in that North Main area, though obviously we tried one site and it didn't seem like the right fit, so now we're probably going to look to the west of that.
And the sense of urgency that was there before, is it still there? When might it open? Early in the new year? I don't know, there's lots of consultation that's required.
Yeah, I would say you're not far off, but yeah, we're working, and there's a lot that has to go here. We got to consult with the community. We got to work with the federal government on this one too. It's a really, really serious process. So we know that the doctors and the experts have been saying this will help save lives. At the same time, the safety of the community is really important. So we got to get that balance right, and that's what we're taking the time to do.
Premier, can you tell us anything about staffing at the 72-hour facility? Do you have staff in place now, or is the province still accepting job applications for that?
Do you want to jump on this one, or should I?
Oh, you can. Just Main Street Project is
Yeah.
going to be where
Well, Main
we're
Street-
having some extra staff.
Yeah, Main Street Project is our partner in operating this. They operate the current facility at Martha Street Project. We are adding a bit of staff here. Of course, we're also working with those physicians, right? The experts in addictions medicine and the one who works with Main Street Project directly, plus the paramedics. So we got the folks who are the frontline first responders looped in as well. So in all, we've made a significant investment in getting this facility up and running, and that investment includes people who are going to be able to provide the health care and the support to keep the community safe and to get people suffering from addictions the help that they need.
And just to follow up to that, what's the budget for this program? So what has been invested up to this point, and what is the operating budget moving forward? Even just the general sense.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that getting the facility up and running, we can get you an exact figure, but it was just shy of $5 million. And then the operating budget, as we say, is in line with what it's been previously with the addition of a few staff. So gets you a few specifics, but that gives you the broad contours.
$5 million including the cost of purchasing 190 Israeli, which your government did, I think, this summer. Or is that in addition to the purchase of the facility?
Yeah, we can follow up on all the details you like offline. Yeah. Questions on Zoom?
Thank you, Premier. Yes, we have one reporter joining us on Zoom today. We'll follow our regular one question, one follow-up format, and I'll turn things over to Sav from APTN.
Hi there. Thank you so much for your time. This question is for Minister Smith regarding Bill 48. I'm wondering, has there been any study or research into how a person coming out of a drug psychosis or meth high might be negatively affected by the realization they are locked up without their consent for up to 3 days?
Great question. We've been working very closely with the medical experts, and of course they've been guiding us right along the way. And as you know, IPTA has been running. We're looking at expanding this, given we've been seeing with substance use right across our province. And this is to support and meet people where they're at, and to keep our community safer. So thank you for that question.
Okay, thank you. And my follow-up is, how will you make sure you are not re-traumatizing people with this 72-hour detox, a population we know widely struggles with past experiences of powerlessness and confinement through the residential school system, CFS, and the prison system?
Again, we're working with medical experts. We're taking a compassionate approach. We're ensuring that we're putting more services into the system. That's why we've added 800 more spots, and we're looking at adding 400 more treatment spots. We want to ensure that people are getting the supports they need, something that the previous government didn't do. We want to ensure that we are meeting people and supporting and ensuring that they can get onto a path of recovery. We know that it's trauma-based, so we're meeting those needs and ensuring that there's those supports that are there in those spaces.
That's all from Zoom. Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. Awesome. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.